Good afternoon, everyone. So this is our second session of our Monday meditation, and our presenter today is Miss Georgia Rose, and she's gonna give us some tidbits and how to manage, how to just zone out and just be good sometimes to ourselves, and remember that we have to take care of ourselves first. So I'll stop talking and just allow Miss Rose to go right into the session. So I hand over to you, Miss Rose.
Hold on a moment. I can't. Hold on. Stop share. Hold on moment. My apologies. Slideshow from beginning. Oh. Beginning. All right, so good afternoon again, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful week last week, and I hope your Monday has been going well. It's such a pleasure to be here with everybody again. I think we enjoyed last week, and I hope this week will be so much better than last week actually was. So let's do like a little check-in and see how everybody is feeling. If you're feeling really great, just put like a thumbs up. And if you're not feeling so great, you can put a thumbs down so that we can have an indication of where everybody is. So let me just give you a minute to just do that. And if you're not too tech savvy, don't worry about it. But you should be able to find that somewhere. Not even sure where that is. Mrs. Brown Ellis, where can they find that in Zoom? Is it Miss Ellis has a top?
It's under reactions.
Right.
But the thumbs up is
right.
So I click the thumbs up, but I'm not seeing it coming up under my name.
I saw it actually.
Oh, you saw it? Okay, all right, great.
I can see Amaz. I can see Amma, Mackenzie Palmers. Yes, good. Let's see from the others how they're doing.
In all fairness, though, it doesn't have the thumbs down.
I don't see any thumbs down.
No thumbs down.
You're protecting the presenter.
Put an X across the thumb.
On me.
Mr. Rose, Jason Rose. Lorraine, how are you doing? Miss Williams, Michelle Anna. You know, some of us don't have the down, we only have the up.
Miss Spencer, she has the up thumb.
Okay, Miss Spencer, she has the up, Jason has the up. Great. So for the most part, most of us are feeling good. And let me tell you, to start your day feeling good is actually a blessing. So we also want to be grateful for that. You know, when I got into mental health, you know, your perspective changes based on how you look at life and based on your own experiences. And when I got into mental health, one of the things I became very aware of was gratitude for being in my right mind. I pray that I will always be in my right mind. I don't know if that will be the case, but if you wake in the mornings or if you start your day and as you go through your day, you feel really good. You know, I'm just going to encourage you to be grateful for that, because there are many people who wake up and they want to feel good, but they don't feel good. So, you know, just to be conscious of that. So today, I wanted to talk about two things, and I'm going to start with the first, accepting the unexpected. And this is actually a presentation I did many years ago, probably about my oldest son is going to be 7. So I probably wrote this 6 years ago. And in preparing for our Monday morning motivation sessions, I've just been going in my archives and looking at things that I would have compiled many years ago. And I thought, my gosh, how fitting is this? And it says, none of us knows what tomorrow, this afternoon, or the next moment will bring. And some people refer to that as life. Life is a very unexpected journey. But even though we know that we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, this afternoon, or the next moment, we still plan, we still prepare, we have expectations for every single moment, every single day, and we have expectations for the future. I can share a joke with you. I went to an auction in 2019. I was invited to an auction in 2019. I went to this auction in February of 2019, and I vigorously bid on a trip to Greece, to Mykonos, Greece. And let me tell you, I stopped that trip. I wouldn't allow anybody to come near the bid. And as somebody went and you bid like 50 US, and as you bid, and it was for a worthy cause, of course, I would go and put my little bid beside it. And I remember calling my partner and saying, what do you think about us going to Greece? And he said, sure, let's do it. And let me tell you, I was just on this bid, and I had my junior psychologist was with me at the time at this event. And I said to her, come on, nobody not going to get this over me. In the end, I won the bid. Oh no, I cannot reach to Greece because COVID came, and chances are I probably will never go on that bid. I would probably have to go in another way because that has long expired. That property probably would have faced immense losses as a result of the tourism fallout from the pandemic. It's something that I can reflect and laugh about. Oh, my money's gone down the drain. But the reality is that there are a lot of things that we plan for, and there are a multiplicity of factors that come into play that interrupt them. And there's very little that we can do about it. But it doesn't mean that we stop planning. And my clients say, so then are we being narcissistic and arrogant in trying to plan for something? No, it has nothing to do with that, right? So we continue to plan. So given the unexpected nature of life, we must be willing to adjust and amend for the unforeseen. Give me one moment, please. My apologies. So given the unexpected nature of life, we must be willing to adjust and amend for the unforeseen. And that is it. I talk about the people who are successful in life are the people who are able to adjust themselves, because there's some things that we just will never be able to control. And if you ever get into the fallacy of thinking that you can control all things, then you run the risk of causing undue stress on yourselves. We cannot control for everything. So although the unforeseen creates inconveniences, and at times the reality is that it pushes us to breaking points, we get overwhelmed. We feel like we just can't go any further. What I have found is that the unforeseen challenges us to step outside our comforts and develop in ways we did not even know we were capable of. And I want to ask everybody who is with us today to just reflect, and you don't have to share. So I'm not asking you to share, but just reflect and think about one thing that you have had to start doing as a result of the shifts of the pandemic that prior to the pandemic, you probably would never have thought of to do. So one thing that you have started doing that is as a result of the pandemic, that prior to the pandemic, you weren't able to do. And when we think about, like service organizations and service industries, and, different places like the tax office, and, I went to go get a police record, and it was such a seamless process. And I've gotten police records in the past, and it was like an entire day process that left me feeling very irritated and annoyed, because you have work and you're like, in this day and age, you've got to spend one entire day getting something done. In a lot of ways, the pandemic has forced a lot of us to become more efficient. So think of it from a personal level, from a professional level, from an academic level. What are some of the things that you have been able to do, that you've generated, that you conceptualize, that if you hadn't been pushed into this corner that the pandemic caused, that you would not have done before? The adrenaline of these unexpected moments, they propel us into action. I don't like delays, and I definitely don't like mishaps. But one of the things I can tell you is that I've never had a single bad experience in my life that I have not been able to find something beneficial out of it. And people say, really, Miss Rose? And I say, most definitely. When I was 18, I'm trying to remember. When I was 18 or when I was 19, I believe, when I was 19 years old. When I was 19 years old, in my first year of university, my father was murdered. And that was a horrible experience in my family's life. But I became aware of a sister and nieces and nephews that really needed somebody in their corner, that really needed some support. And fortunately, I was in a blessed position to provide that support in some small way. And for me, even though we may have lost my father, we were able to provide support for these other generation, members of our generation who, had my father not passed away, we probably would have been far removed from them. Would I go back in time and take back the life of my father? I don't even know, because it's just been such a meaningful interaction and blessing. My niece, I met her when she was 2 years old. She's now 23 years old, graduated from university this year. And I know, and this is not from a place of hurt or arrogance, but I know a lot of that comes from the support that we were able to provide, because she stepped into our lives. So once again, I've never had a bad experience in my life that I was not able to really just pivot from in a positive way. And that is something I want to engender amongst everyone and encourage or challenge you to really look at, because we can take the Eeyore, Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, that cartoon, that famous cartoon. Eeyore is very doom and gloom, and the glass is always half empty,
Yeah.
and the world is falling apart. So we can take the Eeyore approach, where it is just so catastrophic and we're never going to rise from it. Or we can take a more upbeat approach and say, how do I grow from this? What do I get out of this? So in the past 12 months that we have been fighting a global pandemic, those of us that are present here have survived. Have survived. This morning I typed out a little email to a group of people that I was fortunate to work with when the pandemic started, and they were emotionally affected, first responders. And I just typed out a message to say, guess what? It's a year and you survived. And somebody wrote me back to say, Miss Rose, I never knew I would have, but we have. So just to challenge everybody to have that positive mindset, embracing the unexpected, you know. So we want to be reminded of the challenges of life, and we want to be reminded of the value of everybody that's involved in our journey or walk of life. And I want to encourage you to embrace the challenges. And Jamaicans have a saying that say, wanna kill you, you know, no cost nothing. So I would encourage us to remember, it might really hit us down, but we're still living, we're still breathing, and we have a whole new chapter of life to write. All right. So thank you for listening to me on that. So I want to share with you a technique I like to use with my clients. It's a very practical approach to helping people get to a place where we care for ourselves a lot more. And I use it a lot with my clients who might be struggling with depression or living through anxiety, or clients who just feel burnt out and overwhelmed and feel like they're doing everything for everyone. A big part of these Monday sessions is really about you. It's not about anybody else. I'm not coming in here to tell you how to take care of anyone. I really want you to just really, I want this to be a selfish time. So 1 hour every Monday, all about Alma, all about Jason, all about Marcia, all about Carrie Ann, not about anybody else, but just you. Because guess what? We spend a great deal of our time taking care of everybody else. Every now and then, it's completely okay to just think about you. It is okay to not worry about what am I going to cook for dinner? What are they going to have for lunch? Jesus, Father. It's great to just think about me, myself, and all of I, right? Because the better place that you are in is a greater place that you can be for all these people that you worry about all the time. And sometimes getting to that place is a journey in and of itself, because we might need to close some doors, barricade some windows and just cut off certain relationships. And we're not going to talk about that today. We'll talk about that on another Monday. But today we're definitely talking about the me, the moi. So I like to do this activity with my clients. It's called me mapping, a me map. And I want to illustrate it for you. And what a me map really centers around you. And I have used myself as an example. And what I want everyone who is a part of the group to do is to think about yourself, think about all aspects of yourself. And I want you to identify some areas within your life that you believe you would benefit from addressing. Everyone's me map is going to be different. Some are going to be very simple and straightforward, and some will be a lot more complex. Mine is way more complex than this. I've just condensed it so that it's illustratively you can understand it more. And I've identified 4 areas in my life that I really would like to address. And I put my health, I put relaxation and recreation, I put exercise, and I even put my family because that's a big part of me and something that I want to address to make me feel better and fulfill, my idea of what it is to be, this woman that I want to be. So my health. If within your life you believe your health is something that needs to be addressed, I would challenge you to put it on your me map. And what you do is you put yourself in the center, you draw it. Some of my clients are really savvy and they do like an amazing illustration on like their tablets or their smartphones or their computers, and they email them. And some people say that it's very cathartic to actually draw it. I actually prefer to draw it with hand because I get to erase it and amend it and adjust it and extend it. And it's also cathartic too. And some of my clients go as far as coloring it. So it's really a selfish, self-absorbed process that's really beneficial. I find that when you put things down and you can actually see them, it's tangible, that it comes to life more. So for me, I put health as one of my concerns, and I give myself a target. I want to go to the specialist. I want to go see these doctors before the end of January. And I want to talk to them about all the things that I am concerned about. And I want to have the journey of evaluating those concerns, investigating those concerns. And this is a real map, ladies and gentlemen. So I really held myself accountable to this. I went to go see, the specialist for my herniated disc. I went to go see my urologist. I went to go see my gynecologist. And we just talked about everything that was going on. And I actually ended up having a surgery, a minor surgery nonetheless. But I actually ended up having a surgery at the end of January because I was very intent on addressing what my healthcare needs were, because that was something that when I had aches and pains or I didn't feel well, that was something that was at the forefront of my mind. And I recognized I was getting older. I didn't want to put that off anymore. So that's my health. Relaxation. From I've been young,
Excuse me,
reading.
Miss Rose.
Yes, Dr. Graham.
I had seen you earlier and I had seen your advanced slide. I'm still seeing your beginning slide. I don't know if everybody else is still seeing that, because what you're talking about, I think I'd seen that earlier. But I'm
You're not seeing it now?
No, just in the
No.
beginning slide.
That's the
Oh,
beginning.
Lord.
Slide, and I know you had it on a different slide earlier. So I'm just saying that maybe you need to advance the slide over.
All right, let me just hold a moment. I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong. Return to meeting. I'm in the meeting. Hold a moment. You see a slide change?
No, there's no slides change, just the front page.
Hold on a moment. It means that probably I'm not sharing slides. Something is wrong.
Maybe if you come out of sharing screen and then.
That's what I'm trying to figure out why I'm not coming out of it. Thank you so much for telling me that. What is it? Meeting. I'm in the meeting. I don't know what is going on. Hold on. I did something wrong. All right, don't save. Let me come out. All right, let me go back into it. Share screen. All right, I know you're number one. Oh gosh, what is wrong with this technology? I tell you, always giving you trouble.
Expect the unexpected.
I'm telling you.
I see you're
Alright.
taking notes, Doc.
All right, let me go back again. Share screen. And thank you for telling me that, because I had no idea that it wasn't showing. I always tell people that's why you must do your own presentations. When the presentation ships out on you, you're not lost all over the place. Slideshow from current slide.
Welcome, Mrs. Beckford. I see you have joined us. Mrs. Beckford from CRH, CEO.
Good afternoon, thanks.
Good afternoon. How are you, Miss Beckford? Do you see a diagram now?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you're back.
Thank you so very much. So as I was saying, going to the doctor. So here's the me map, and I have a circle with my name in the center. And then I would have identified all the areas in my life that I believe I need to address. So these are areas of particular concern for me. So your me map might be different. So I believe that I need to look at, my health, and that includes me going to the doctor. All right, and you see I have visit our doctor to address my health concerns, and I've given myself a date, January 31st. And then I also have down here relaxation, the leisure. And for me, ever since I was young, reading is something that really eases my mind and takes me away from any demands or stresses that I might have. And I put up there, I want to read 2 books monthly at least. And I want to allow myself to learn to play the piano. And I would get very specific about how it is that I'm going to learn to play the piano. I'm going to find a tutor. Am I going to purchase, like subscribe to a piano app, whatever the case might be. Over here, I put fitness and exercise, because I really believe that I'm not very healthy, that I'm not doing well on a physical level. So I decided I wanted to exercise 2 times per week. And you might decide that is that you're going to walk around your house, or walk around your block, or walk in your neighborhood, or you're going to go jogging, or you're going to go to the gym. I put the gym here just for illustrative purposes. And then I want to go swim for at least 1 time for the week. And then I said family time, which is very important to me. And I put Friday evenings, we would do like a game time, and we do like a shared meal, because in the middle of the week, we all might be having our meals at a different time of the day because of school demands and work demands. And as you go along, you adjust this map. As you complete things, you tick them off, or as you find out more, you modify it. So I did go to the doctor in January, and I did realize that I needed to have a surgery, and I did have the surgery. And then I have other things that I have to follow up. I have been reading my books. In fact, I've read maybe about 6 books in 1 month, because I am a voracious reader. So it takes me about a weekend to read a 1 or 2 book, depending on how big or how heavy the book is in terms of what the content is. I did start to exercise. I did not go to the gym. I actually got someone to exercise with me, and they come on a Tuesday morning at 5:30 and a Thursday morning at 5:30. And I did take up swimming, and I go swimming 1 time per week. And we've not been doing really good with the games, but we have been doing the shared meal. And we've been doing experimenting with different types of foods. So we do like vegetarian sushi, or we do tacos, or we do wraps. We make it at home. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't get it right. But this has become a big thing, because my kids now ask for it. And if we slip up, they remind us. And this is just a practical illustration of really stopping to take a few minutes and determining, what is it that works for me? What is it that I need? How do I focus on myself a little bit more? Very good. So I wanted to hear your feedback. That's my presentation. Let me hear what your thoughts are. Any questions, anything you want to add that I may not have thought of.
I think one of my main challenge, Miss Rose, is procrastination. I will come up with all of these grand ideas. I'm gonna do this, especially when the year just starts. So, everybody have this whole New Year's resolution thing going. And then I would be planning and oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I just become latent and just forget about everything and should have gone to the doctor to get checkup. All right, I'll do that next month. I'm gonna start going to the gym. All right, maybe when I find a gym partner, and I just coming up with lots of excuses. So
Mhm.
I have those plans similar to yours, but my biggest thing is procrastination. So I'm gonna have to learn now how to manage that and get rid of that and do and start doing.
I think a lot of us struggle with that, Carrie Ann, and that is why the me mapping becomes so ideal because when you write it out and you put it up in your face, it sort of holds you accountable. And usually I say try to make it as specific as possible. So I don't want you to put on the map that you want to take care of your health and leave it right there. I want you to be very specific about your health. So what is it about your health that you have a concern? Is it that you want to just, like a general wellness checkup? Is it that you need to go see a cardiologist? Is it that you need to go see the oncologist? What is it about your health? And you want to write that specifically in. I want to go see my general practitioner and talk to them about this. Get these tests done and set a date and hold yourself accountable to that as much as possible. Take the time because we work in an environment and an industry where there are always demands. So we run the risk of saying, I don't have the time to attend to that. And we all know that when these things come to a boiling point, they really don't care what our demands are. If you get ill, you get ill. You have to lay down, you have to lay down. You have no choice. So you really want to be in control of those things as much as you possibly can. So do the me mapping and see if you have any success at all, Miss Ellis.
Okay, thank you. I certainly will.
Thank you. Any other thoughts? We don't want you to be shy. It's a small group.
Miss Rose, Alicia Whittingham Gale here.
Hello.
I have similar thoughts to what Kerry said, but I'm not sure if I want to call it procrastination because, to be honest, after a long day at work, when I go home, the body just pop down and tired.
Just tired, I know.
So
Yes.
yes, I've wanted to start. I said this was the year of starting to exercise, and we are now in what, March? I don't
Yes.
I
March
don't think
15th.
I don't think I stretched properly one time yet. But it's just because of so much that I have to do.
Yes.
So
Mrs. Mackenzie Palmer, I can fully appreciate that because that was something that I struggled with. By the time I wind down the day, because the day is always unexpected, you start the day and then you get two clients referred here, or this patient has an emergency, or you need to go see this patient on the ward, and then I have young children, and then I'm in school myself. There are just so many demands all the time that I was never able to do any type of exercise. And that's why I said to you, I realized that I would be walking up the steps and I would be out of breath. And I was like, this cannot be a good sign. I'm a small framed person. What kind of out of breath am I out of breath? This is serious. And when I sat down and looked at what were the barriers to me exercising, a lot of it was the demands of the day. So I realized that exercise for me had to be the start of the day, could not be at the end of the day. And I knew that my mind wouldn't be relaxed enough to do it in the middle of the day. So I was not the type of person that could take a break and go do it in my lunchtime or anything like that. It just would not work for me. So I definitely knew it had to be at the start of the day. So I don't know if you heard when I said that I actually exercise at 5:30 on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning. I don't do it any other day, just Tuesday and Thursday. That's not any great thing, but it's actually something. And I push myself to do it even when I don't want to do it. And I don't want to do it because I do not like exercise. I've never been an exercise person. But I find that the more I do it, is the more I feel accomplished and the more I challenge myself. And that has really, really been positive. So maybe what I would suggest is if that is an option to you, to do it in the mornings before you start your day.
Right. Yes. So what I'm hearing is just looking at organizing the activities a bit better.
Yes. And I don't want to say better because it's not like you're not trying. You
Right.
have legitimate reasons why you have not been able to. So just look at your life and your days. You sound a lot like me. You cannot do exercise in the evening because by the
Mhm.
time the day ends, you're spent. You don't have anything else to give.
Right.
So you definitely want to do it before the day starts. And I put it at 5:30 because I have children. So by 6:37, I have to be ready to get my children together to go to school. I mean, they're not in school now, but before it was to get them together to go to school. So I did it, way, early before anybody else wakes up, anybody's saying, mommy, anybody's disturbing me, any phone is ringing. So you really want to look at your life to see where in my life can this exercise fit in and what type of exercise works for me. Some people definitely need to go to a gym. Some people definitely need a partner to do it with. Some people need an instructor. Some people just need somebody to show them a two moves and they're good. What is it that you think you'd work well with? Or do you need to be in a dance class or a kickboxing class or a swimming class? What is it that will work for you and count as exercise?
Okay.
Anybody else? Yes, Dr.
Well,
Grandma.
I've been listening, and I think it's important to take time out for you. So, like everybody else, I think the challenge is how to fit it in. Because
Yes.
I should have started vacation today. I haven't gotten a vacation in over a year, but the delay in the vaccine and the rollout of that has just pushed everything back. And I'm tired. I was mentally prepared to start leave today, and I'm sitting at my desk. And I came in Saturday to work half day, and I end up working all day. Minister Tufton called a 1 o'clock meeting, and I had to do a report for that. And then it was just one thing after the other. You say expect the unexpected. Because for me, one of my relaxation thing is gardening, and Saturday is my day. And I barely got home to get to do something, walk around, see the plants, check on what was happening. And as I came, I did that before I even took my things out of the car. I said, bad light is not going to catch me. I'm going to get into the garden.
Excellent.
I came into the house with stuff in mind, and my father's like, so you didn't just come, you've been here. I said, yes, but I have to do what I need to do outside before night comes. So
Right.
sometimes it really is a challenge. The health part of it is part that I need to pay attention to, try to do my checks, and they're like, Doc, I don't want to come with the other patient. I want you to come a special day. That special day don't come, and I tell them, I don't want to be special anymore. I just want to come and get what I need to get done. So please don't treat me special. When I show up, just do me. So sometimes that is a challenge with the
Yes.
lockdown now, the curfew, the closure of beach. That has affected us because for me, well, mom actually Saturday, Sundays our sit down and eat because they are older. So although we eat at the same time, we don't eat in the same space. I don't want to expose them, but Sunday we space out around the table. And she actually know, I don't know where she find this dinner bell. She ring dinner bell yesterday and say it's dinner time. So try to do that. For us, family time too is at least we usually go for at least once a month to go to the beach,
Yeah.
not necessarily to bathe, but there's a beach near us where there's cockle. So we dig cockle and we come back and we put out a pot outside. Sometimes it's indoor, we cook cockle soup. And we if it's windy enough, we get Irish moss too. We get seaweed, we sort through it, get Irish moss so that we can put that in the
Oh,
soup, make a drink. So that's part of my therapy that I
right.
miss because until the beach reopen, I can't do that. I can't break the disaster risk management order. So
Right.
I'm waiting for that to be lifted because I don't go to bed. I don't have time to wash my hair, but it's just to hear the sound of the sea breeze, to see the seagull, to just be there and enjoy the sights, the sound of being
Yeah.
by the sea. So some of that is I find is therapeutic. I'm not a reader. I read enough. I read too much as part of my job. My eyes are shut now. Right now, I'm here screening through a backlog of COVID results, and so I have too much
Oh,
screen time. So I have to do things that will rest my eyeball. So for me, the gardening is very good. I actually had started I play piano, but I play by ear. And I said, I'm taking some formal lessons. And COVID actually interrupted that. I think I'd gone to about 6 or 8 classes. And then because
Whoa.
of COVID, that was curtailed. So I really have been trying to, because that was one of the things I said, yeah, you learn to play by ear, and I took grade 1 music when I was in high school. That's decades ago. So sometimes COVID would have curtailed some things, but then we never used to go. I know, appreciate the time that I have with my parents, having seen so many persons dying and stuff. So it really gets you a better appreciation. So I think it's trying to balance it. So for me, I'm not into the gym or something, but gardening, walking around, and all of that. I try to find natural ways to stay physically active and to get my steps in. At the onset of the pandemic, I used to be at the airport every Saturday. And that it wasn't a problem to get the 10,000 steps in without running up and down at the airport. But I don't go there anymore because there are lots of things in parish now that need my attention. But it's something that I just have to find creative ways. And if I don't get it right or it don't happen 1 week, then you just have to move on. I tried to work from home 1 day a week this past week because of the vaccine rollout. I didn't get to work at home from home any day, and then I end up working all day Saturday on top of it. So I'm a little exhausted, and I had a memorial service yesterday and a panel discussion that I'd committed to before, and then I'm not starting leave today, so I'm a little tired. But as you said, I'm thankful I'm clothed in my right mind. I'm gainfully employed. Some persons are not employed or they're underemployed, so I find things to be thankful for, and you just try to push on and to take it step by step. But definitely I will have to look at that map and see what else I can add to it to take care of me. But going on vacation is one of the things that need to happen, and I've deferred it by a week. I'm hoping it doesn't have to be more than that. But thank you for just giving us a context and a framework to actually put the pieces in, because I've been trying to do a little here, a little there, but you have really put it in context and created a frame in which to put the different pieces and to organize them. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome. And I want to thank you for sharing, because you shared so many important things. One, we have to be mindful. You see, a lot of us we're very active. We're go-getters. We're very driven, and we're constantly fulfilling the mandates associated with our roles, that we completely forget how overwhelming this time really has been. So, Dr. Graham, you must be tired. You must be more than tired. You must be exhausted. And it is okay to acknowledge that you need a break, like we all do. When you said you haven't taken a vacation in a year, I'm like, I haven't taken one either. Some of these things haven't fully dawned on us. And as a result of the pandemic and the ensuing restrictions that have come about to protect us and safeguard us, there are a lot of things that have been disturbed and interrupted. Things that were so basic and generic before, like going to the beach or going to the seaside or going downtown, things like that. So we do have to find creative way to still find meaningful family time, meaningful, safe family time, where we can interact and connect and reconnect. Because I've been saying a lot to my parents whose children are clients that you need to check in and ask them, how are they doing? Not because people wake up and they move through a task mean that they're okay. A lot of people are not okay, because this is such a hard time, but we're fighting to be okay, and we want to acknowledge that. I want to give you a suggestion for the piano. If that's something you really want to do and you're still interested in, there is an app called Simply Piano. It's a little costly, but it's really good. And you can download it on any of your tablets or smart devices. I find it works better on a tablet, and it actually teaches you how to play, and it does an amazing job, Dr. Graham. I actually purchased it for my son, and he is doing so well with it. He's actually playing songs now, and songs that he likes. He's 7 years old. So, that is an option. And once again, there's so many creative elements out there that are trying to fulfill these gaps that now exist because of the restrictions, that all we have to do is find them. So that is a suggestion that maybe you can tap into, and you can let us know if you tried it and if it works for you. So maybe that's something you can give some feedback to the next time that we sit together.
All right, thank you very much. The other thing is, I'm not a morning person, but I've been forced to rearrange my sleep time because of the work. Because as you said, some things, if you don't get it done first thing in the morning, just doesn't
Gonna
get
get
done.
done.
And
Mhm.
even when you do that, sometimes I don't ever get to finish my morning devotion or meditation. The phone is ringing and this demand you ignore the messages, and then they call you because you haven't responded to the message. So sometimes, despite your best effort, you still have to expect the unexpected, although you try to carve out some time
Maybe you
before
need
this.
to just step into another room if you have that luxury, and that other room could even be the bathroom, that's a grand. If you say that your morning devotion is at 6 to 6:10 or 6:15, maybe you used to get to have a 30-minute devotion. No, you probably can't do that. I do a Monday morning devotion with my team, and we have found that I just feel like Monday is the best time to have that devotion because I believe it sets the tone for the week. And we try not to have it for too long, sometimes there's a luxury and you can be doing it for a half an hour, an hour. Sometimes you don't have that luxury. So if it is even to step into the bathroom or the kitchen or a back room or outside on the steps where, you don't turn the phone off, but the phone is in another room where you can't hear it, and just sit and say that, that word of prayer or that hymnal or that verse, because some people might say the devotional not important. It is important because for you, and I'm not talking now about whether God exists or God don't exist. I don't reach that level as yet. But if for you that eases your spirit and sets the tone for your day, then it makes you a much more productive and human person for the person who is going to interact with you throughout the course of the day. So the devotion is critical in that aspect. So I would just find another way to get to do it so that it is not disturbed. Because if you're trying to do something and the phone is ringing and the messages are coming in, your mind won't be settled to do it. So you probably have to step away for a little bit. The 5 and the 10 minutes, they'll have to wait, because I always look on it. If you're in a shower taking a bath and they call in, they have to wait. You can't jump out to answer them. You might hurt yourself. It's the same thing as
Gotcha.
That's so true,
Right.
Miss Rose. You might go drop.
exactly.
All right, I just want just add something before we go. One of the things that I think this pandemic has done for me is that right about last year, March or April, when CPJ was selling a lot of stuff cheap. You remember they were selling the shrimp and the little packages, and they had all this nice thing. I learned to do some really nice cooking. I learned to do the shrimp. I learned to do all kind of little nice stuff, international cuisine, if you want to make it sound fancy. And
Right.
then because I always looked towards having dining out with my husband, we always dine out at least once per week. And so we couldn't be doing any dining. And we started to stay home, put the table out into the little yard, have our nice little dining area. And I did some nice international cooking, and it was really romantic and nice. So I was just sharing that the pandemic itself has, brought out some little things in me or in other persons that I didn't know I could do. I didn't know I could do these little cooking, and that for me was very nice. So it was more intimate having those little dinner at home outside in the yard, drinking a little wine, and it felt so good. And would have been killing myself. Oh, I can't get to go out the dine and have my little time with my husband, but it came in a different way, and it was very nice and intimate. So that was a good thing for me with the pandemic.
That's so lovely. You probably save some money too, because
Yes, I
you're
did.
not paying any what you call it,
For the
what's that fee?
ambiance.
You're not paying for the ambience and the gratuity, yes,
Yes,
and all
yes,
those
yes.
other
So
fees that we pay. So yes,
yeah. So I did
that's an
learn to do
amazing
some good
one.
cooking. All right.
Yes, I like that. That sounds good. Is there anyone else before we have to go? Don't see anyone else trying.
All
Mrs.
right.
Mackenzie Palmer?
I was waiting. I'm here. I was giving persons time to speak, but since no one else, I just want to make a quick promotion that this session it's live on Facebook right now. We have set up the staff welfare Facebook page, so persons can go on Facebook and search for WRHA staff welfare and request to join or send a friend request. I've been sending out friend requests to as many persons that I've seen that works with the WRHA. So look out for this as well, guys, and promote it to other staff, other colleagues.
Okay, thank you for that plug, Miss Whittingham. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I hope that, there was something, some of what we might have spoken about, you might be aware of already. You might already be practicing it because this has been such a year of introspection and reflection. But I do hope that there was even some small nugget that you were able to walk away with, or there was something that someone shared that you found to be realistic for your setting, because everything won't work for everyone. But once again, just to remind everyone to just make some time for self, to see self as a priority, to put self first, to love self a little bit more. I said to a client of mine, get up in the morning, look in the mirror, look at your face, look at your eyes, look at your smile, look at your nose. Just take the arms, open them wide, and just wrap them around yourself. And just remind yourself that you are special and you are worthy of good things and you are worthy of love, and just know that you're going to be okay. And if we made it yesterday and we have made it today, then we are very hopeful that we will make it tomorrow. And I thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing everybody next Monday, Mrs. Alice.
Yes, at
Yes.
1, same time, same place. Thank you, everyone. It
Thank
was
you,
awesome
everyone.
having everyone log on. Thank you so much, Miss Rose, for giving us your time. We duly appreciate your nice words and advice. Miss Mackenzie, Palmer, Miss Beckford, Dr. Graham, Mr. Who's that? A Toste? Not sure it looks Spanish. Mr. Rose, Miss Spence, Miss Miller, Miss White, Miss Williams, thank you so much. It was awesome having everyone here. And we'll tune in next Monday, same time, same place. Thanks
Thank you,
again. Have a good
everyone.
day.
Bye, bye, bye. Have a
Yes.
great evening. Thank you, Miss Alice.
Thank you too.
Thanks, you all.
Bye. Thank you, Mr. Rose, for the thumbs up. I appreciate. Bye, everyone.
Alrighty.
All right, see, calls again. I'm just coming back. Bye, everyone. That's the story of my life.
Okay. All
Bye,
right.
everyone. Please go and leave.
Yes, dog, you need some rest.
Bye, everyone.
Rest time.